Hey guys, today we are actually going to do one of my favorite things to teach in 6th grade math. We're actually going to find area of compound polygons. So I would suggest, I'm going to give you some polygons. I would sketch them in your notebook, and then after each example, which I'm only going to do 2 today, I would pause the video and copy down the notes, just because each compound polygon is going to be different. I can't give you the same exact one, so you kind of have to take what I give you today and kind of try it on your own. So the first one we're going to do, if you notice, this is a weird shape. Like if you go to your formula sheet, there is nothing on here that looks like that. So that's why these are called polygons. It's kind of like a puzzle you have to figure out. So how this works is you actually want to cut this compound polygon into shapes you know how to find the area of. So if I wanted to cut this, you can cut it any way that you want it to. Everyone processes these differently. So if I cut it differently than you, you're not wrong. It's just different. But me, I would actually cut right here. So that way I have a rectangle and another rectangle. Okay, so now that I cut it, I have 2 different shapes that I know how to find the area of. So I have 1 rectangle and 2 rectangles. So now I'm going to go and find the area of these shapes individually, and then to find the area of the whole figure, I would just add them together. So I need to know the formula for area of a rectangle. No shame in checking your formula sheet. Try to memorize it, but you have your formula sheet to use for any graded assignment or any practice that I give you, so you might as well use it. So area of a rectangle is area is length times width. So we actually need to do that for both of our rectangles here. So area equals length times width. We're going to do the first one first. So there is some stuff we need to figure out on this rectangle. So I just want this blue rectangle right here. So one of them is obvious. I know the width of this rectangle is 10. So I need the length and the width. I know the width is 10 meters. But this 15 right here is not what I want for this blue rectangle right here. This 15 is actually this whole distance down here. So now I kind of have to use my reasoning skills to figure out what just this distance right here is. So my rules of rectangles tell me that if this side right here is 4 meters, then this side right here is also 4 meters. So if I know that this little chunk is 4 meters and the whole thing is 15, it's kind of like an equation that I need to figure out. So I don't know what this x is, but x plus 4 should give me the total of 15. Or you can think about the total is 14. I take away 4, and this chunk, or x, equals 11. So this is actually 11 meters. 11 plus 4 does give me the total 15. So right there, you kind of have to use your reasoning skills, and that's why this can be a little difficult. So now I can figure out the area of the blue rectangle. So area equals length times width. 11 times 10 is 110 square meters. So that's one of the areas. So then I need to figure out the other rectangle. So same formula because it's a rectangle. And I need to figure out the length and the width. So here the length is given to us, it's the 4. But I need to figure out the width, which is this chunk right here, or you think about it right here. So I kind of have to use my rectangle reasoning skills again. So I know this whole piece right here is 10. So that means this whole side is 10. So I already know that this piece right here is 6. So 6 plus what, which we don't know, it's x, will get me to 10. So these two pieces combined get me 10. So I actually know that 10 minus 6 is 4 meters. So this is actually a square, but you can use the rectangle formula, not a big deal. So now that I know my length and my width, I can plug them in. 4 times 4, the area is 16 square meters. So now that you did all of that work, you're not done. You have one more thing you still need to do. I need to find the total area. To find the total, you would add 110 plus 116 to get 126 square meters. And that right there is the area of your compound polygon. Okay, so I'm going to give you one more example that is very similar to that. So here is our compound polygon. So once again, I'm going to cut this into two figures that I know how to find the area of. So I would actually cut this, let's do right here. Like I said, you can cut it differently, but you would still get the same answer. So now I have one rectangle and two rectangle. So let's do our work over here. Okay, so we know the formula for rectangles, area is length times width. We just did that. So now we need to figure out the length and the width of our blue rectangle. So that's right here. Okay, so it looks like we know the width is 20, but we have to do some figuring out for the, actually that's the length probably, right? Oh yeah, that would be the length. It doesn't matter, but I try to keep them correct. So we need to figure out this chunk right here, or the width. So this whole piece right here is 60. That's what it tells us. That whole side is 60 feet. I just need this small chunk right here. So do I happen to know what this length is from here to here? I do. It's right here. Same thing. So this is actually 30 feet. So 30 plus what would give me 60? To figure that out, I need to subtract 60 minus 30. So this is actually 30 feet as well. 30 plus 30 is 60. So the width of that rectangle is 30. Now that we know our length and our width, we're going to plug it in. So the area is 20 times 30, and 20 times 30. Our area is 600 square feet. So now we have to do the purple rectangle. And if you want to use different colors on your notes, go for it. I love adding color, it just makes it a little bit more exciting. So we have another rectangle, area is length times width. We need to figure out our length and our width. So this one we actually don't need to do any figuring out. They just give it to us. So the length right here is 60 and our width is 30. So plug them in. 60 times 30. So 60 times 30 is 1,800 square feet. So you're not done. You have to find your total. Total is 600 plus 1,800. So therefore your total area is 2,400 square feet. Okay. I gave you 2 more to do in a Google Doc practice. Sketch them in your notebook, cut them apart, find the area of each, and then add all the areas together. And then you have 3 to do on a formative for your 5 participation points today. I actually split this skill into 3 different lessons. So the next 2 days, I'm going to show you a couple more examples. They're going to get a little bit harder and a little bit more complicated each day we go. So please reach out to me if you have any questions. Other than that, I'll talk to you tomorrow.